We reacted like every other normal Nigerian, in the sense that this is the season of politicking. In the next 150 days, even less than that, we'll be going to a full general election. And it should be seen that this is the season where everything will be let loose. And you know the schemings, strategies of politicians. This is the time it will be unleashed on every facet of every area in Nigeria, and every institution, every system. And you agree with me that politicians will do everything possible, even impossible to ensure that they win an election. And part of it is to corrupt the system. Part of it is to undermine the system, even to compromise the system too. And I believe we should know one thing. My Lord Justice Olukayode Ariwoola happened to be the Chief Justice of Nigeria. That is number one citizen when we talk of judiciary. That is when it comes to dispensation of justice. And you and I will know that final habitat, the key area of any politician or any political contestation or competition, it is in the court. And I'm sure you will agree with me that every politician, some of them, let me use that word, will like to subvert the system, to corrupt the system to their own advantage. And it is expected, my Lord Justice Ariwoola, to send that warning. Don't cross the line. We don't need you around us. You don't need to come around. And that one come to know that we have judiciary that still stands strong, that still want to dispense justice. And I think what we need to do is to commend my Lord Justice Ariwoola. He has released the first shot, and I'm sure it has reverberated everywhere in the country. And it's expected that the politician will heed that indelible, strong advice from such kind of personality. I know you asked another question, that what is the issue of the separation of power. I want to believe that that message is to the politician, not those in government. I want to believe that message, it is those who are in the habit to contest now, running there and there. I don't want to believe that it is maybe executive or legislator who are part of the state officials. Don't forget that the judiciary is one of the tripod that we call government. We have the judiciary, we have the legislature, and we have the executives. These three are what we call government, and they must work hand in hand, irrespective that they have separation of power. While the judiciary, their duty is to interpret the law. The legislature, their duty is to make the law, while the executive, their duty is to execute the law. You can see that each one of them, all the three, they have their distinct duties and functions for smooth running of the government and vis-a-vis Nigeria. But no matter how, they can work together without coming into contact in one way that the powers always overlap. And that's why the issue why Montesquieu, that Frenchman, is advocating and propagating the issue of separation of power. He still talk about checks and balances. And I want to believe, if your question is in the context that maybe my Lord Justice Ariwoola is talking to those in government, I'm not saying that it is beyond him. Yes, as a Chief Justice of Nigeria, he need to guide his area for smooth running. That is part of it. But even at that, each of the arms of government has the job, has the duty to perform, and they know where the check is ordered. Well, I'm one of those that believe in the sense that and I want to believe, maybe because of my background, because I know what it takes to be a judge in this country. Not only that you'll be at least 10 years at the bar, you must have passed through a lot of processes. You must have come through a lot of things that it's one of the best we always have. And to be so the way it's being peddled most of the time, say, oh, this one is corrupt, that one is corrupt. Sometimes it always worries me because most of the time we appear in court. To even get closer to some of the judges, I must tell you, it is a dream sometimes to even greet them in the court, to even give them either in court or outside. But I must say this, however, out of general rule, there is only exception. We can have a sprinkles of such issue, but not as prevalent as it is. And like I say, it's behoves on us, both the practitioners as lawyers and the members of the public, to continue to safeguard our judiciary, to ensure that there's no way anybody will corrupt. Because most of the time, you find out that there's some people that will be meeting those in the member of the judiciary or calling some politician to come, we'll help you do this, we'll help you do that. And you know, the politician, I'm not saying all, some that are so desperate, they're ready to dine with the devil and ready to bribe the devil. But one thing that matters most is through vigilance, we achieve the Nigeria of our dream. But like I said, I'm not in that notion that judiciary, they are corrupt. They cannot be. We still have some that we are so happy to appear before to say, yes, this is incorruptible judge. They have no business in interfering with judicial function. That is the normal scenario. The normal scenario, I want to believe that you ask me of normal scenario. Normal scenario is that no litigant, because the only way you can interfere is maybe if you're a litigant or you have interest in any judicial procedure. The principle is you have no interferences with it. That is why judiciary, they are impartial. That's why we call them, they are impartial judges. You have no business to deal with them. Any interferences is illegal, and this is issue of body of law. This is issue of the rules, and anybody that is doing that must be dealt with. So discussing about in the ways and manner, I want to say it's only the practitioner that will know the ways and manner they are doing that. We will never do that, particularly in my office or anybody close to me. We will never do that. So it is something that should not be discussed. Even if we must discuss it, it is to look for the punitive measure to be heavily punished whosoever that even think of it, not to even taking steps to interfere with judicial activities. It is wrong. It is illegal, and it is against good conscience. It's against natural justice. It's against the law of the land. I want to take one thing so clear. I want to believe I listened to what my Lord Justice Ariwoola says. He is not begging. He's issuing a directive. He's more of a. Is more. I wouldn't want to call it a judicial order like the way President pray. We always have presidential order 1 or 2, but it is more of a directive and warning to say, look, don't cross the line. He need not beg. Whosoever that should do that, he has the court. He will be dealt with, and I think that's what it is. It begas the issue to say maybe he's begging. He need not beg. We know what the consequence is so clear, and when as a judge to have risen to that peak, he knows the consequence. All he just need to know is that, look, if you think is the other way, there's a new sheriff in town, I will brook no nonsense in this dispensation. And he has issued the warning, he has issued the order and directive, and whatever we can call it, save begging. And I believe it is to he who have ears, let them hear.
Judges, like lawyers, are minister in the temple of justice, and they are chief priests. And if you are chief priests, then the purity expected of you must be unassailed. Indeed, that's why we say justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done. So if the confidence of Nigerians are beginning to get shaken by the myriad of allegations coming from the judiciary, which is supposed to be the hope of not only the common man and woman on the street, but the hope of the big men, then something must be done. Because the bane of Nigerian society, the bane of our development, is corruption. And once there is this unaccounted actions, non-accountability of judicial actions, and when judicial officers become judicial tyrants, judicial despots, then Nigerians will have no hope, because the hope of Nigeria is in the judiciary. And once the judiciary is dancing naked in marketplaces, the awe with which the Nigerian general public holds that very revered arm of government will go down. And you know that today we are facing very terrible insecurity in our nation. And the judiciary is supposed to be the policeman of the Nigerian society. So where a policeman is unable to police himself well with the purity of heart, then who will police the police?
Okay, sir.